Alright, let's do the mic test. Make sure that's working. Alright, mic test. Okay, mic's working. Let me just send my little social media link out and I'll get started. For a very interesting gameplay stream. And there we go, it's out, so it look good. Yes, it does. Alright, we're gonna have a very interesting stream today, guys. I imported Gun Gun Pixies, a new third-person shooting game from Compile Heart in Japan. It's compatible with PlayStation TV. I've kind of been going through it, learning how the game works and everything, so we're gonna stream it for about an hour. Now that I am not completely lost, thanks to my handy-dandy Google Translate phone app that gives me a rough explanation of what's going on, what you need to do, and all that. So I'll just go ahead and open it up and I'll kind of explain. So let's go ahead and load game. Here's my save data. So, game's basically about a Let me lower my mic volume so I don't mess up. There we go. So Gun Gun Pixies is about, there's a planet off in space, and the race that inhabit it, which are pixies, had to abandon it because of the dangers of a nearby star that started emitting gas. And somewhere along the lines in their space travel, they started having social issues. People aren't getting married, the people aren't having kids, their population is basically stagnant right now. So they send some people out from their military research department to kind of research, observe other planets' life, how they do social elements, try to kind of bring that data back and help their own race to not completely die out. And the only thing is, they're pixies, so they're very, very small. But we'll get to that when we actually go to the gameplay. Because we have the story we can go through. We also have customization we can do. Because we got two characters. And each character can have a weapon, a scope for their weapon, because this is a third-person shooter, so they use guns, costumes, and lingerie. Lingerie is there because you have basically 3 HP when you're going through a stage. If you get hit, your costume tears. If you get hit again, your costume tears off and you have lingerie. And if you get hit a third time, the lingerie goes off and you're basically just got all this light around you. Just, you know, pretty classic clothes tearing stuff like you would see in the Senran Kagura or Valkyrie Drive games. Well, we got different costumes. I only have 2 costumes so far. We've got their default costumes and the DLC costume that came with the game, which is this kind of schoolgirl swimsuit type costume. So I normally keep it at the default costume. And with weapons, pink hair uses a pistol, and the blue hair uses kind of an assault rifle. I've been using her the most, because I started out with her, and I like the deeper voice of this character better. But basically, we've got, I don't have any spare weapons for her, but I do have a few different weapons for her. And in Customize, you also have the shop. In the shop, you can buy new holders, which are basically holsters for your weapons, new weapons, new costumes when they become available, new scopes for your weapons, which I don't have anywhere near enough money for, and new lingerie. But enough about that, let's just go ahead and dive into the game, so you can actually see how the game works. Because it's going to be an interesting stream, let me just tell you that. It's going to be interesting. So we're going to skip this story scene so we can actually go into the gameplay. So basically the story so far is they've is two pixies landed inside an apartment building, hid their ship in the kitchen, and have been basically collecting data on all of the girls. Their weapons have special energy blasts that can kind of affect the emotions of the people they're shooting, kind of leaning them towards whatever information that the pixies want. So we're going to go ahead and pop in here. Because when they first came in, it was a really casual dormitory apartment type story. They pop in, there are 3 girls in the dormitory who are arguing about a smell that smells like curry around one of the rooms. So your first mission was basically using the energy blast you get from these weapons to manipulate the girls to find out what the smell is. But here's basically gameplay. You got your big 3D, well, big-ish 3D area. It's only a room, but you're very small, so it's pretty decent size, where you can do 3D platforming, and of course, the third-person shooting. Now, since the girls are so much bigger than you, you have stealth elements. Up on the top, actually, let me get the HUD to appear again. Basically, the girls can catch you by 2 ways. Either A, by seeing you, which is why you have that sight area right there that's red, and by hearing you. So if you run too long around them, dash, shoot too close to them, they will see you and the mission will automatically be a failure. But basically there are collectibles, like all these coins you see around here are for the shop. This blue thing is to replenish your ammo. And each mission has an objective where you're basically going through all the different rooms trying to collect information for this objective. So, the current objective, this is mission 2. So the current objective is to examine the trash bins from each room, which that's a little bit of an odd objective, but basically we got to get into this trash bin. It's too tall for us to jump in, so we have to actually platform around to get to a point where we can kind of drop into it. So we just kind of roam around here. And as you can see, you can tell that the size difference. Books are platforms. And then we have these. These are called sniper points. These will upgrade your shots. Because you see, the shots are like this. And they're not doing much damage to them. You upgrade the shots with the sniper points. It's all one shot, and it does dramatic amount of damage. And basically, when you're fighting them, you can, like in the tutorial, you could target other body parts. Because if we do an examine, see you've got a upper body and a lower body part. And when they get to 100%, so far in the story missions, we'll get a little story cutscene, like we're getting right here. And you can see the energy affecting them. Where the energy this time, it's kind of, most of the time it's been making them hungry. And that's been going off of this whole curry smell that you look for in the first mission. And in this cutscene, the character you just shot is talking about wanting some chewing gum. So it's kind of like your shots are affecting them in certain ways. And you're collecting data based off of what they say. But, pretty sure the objective will still be the same. Yeah, we're supposed to... So let's see what we can do about actually getting into the trash bin and seeing what happens when we go in there. Because previously, when I was in the middle of the first mission, the trash bins had coins in them, which trash bin does have a coin in it. So we drop the trash bin, and here's our little objective mark. Basically, right now they're examining the trash, because right now they're looking at a gum wrapper. They're seeing a lot of gum wrappers, so so the dialogue is kind of assuming that humans chew a lot of gum. And now they're surmising that the gum wrapper is the same brand as in the other room, so kind of coming to the conclusion that the girls eat the same kind of gum wrapper. It's really wacky. And basically now they're wanting to go to the other room and examine the same thing. So, without getting caught, we're just going to kind of scurry along, get out of this room, and go to the other room. And do what the mission objective is telling us to do. Now, I think it'll get a little more extensive with the shooting later on in the game, because the tutorial had a lot of different body parts you could individually target, and each had its own health bar, rather than the person having only one health bar across all body parts. Like it had, you could target the feet, the legs, the torso, the chest, the hands, the head. Hey, Shady. So we're going to go to the other room and continue this story objective of searching the trash bins. And for anybody coming in, this is Gun Gun Pixies that just came out in Japan. It's a compile-heart third-person shooter 3D platformer where you play as small pixies from an alien planet trying to research on human society from the inside of a girl's dormitory. So let's see what they're saying here. So that first dialogue piece was basically them trying to figure out where the trash bin was in this room, and and you can see the stealth elements coming in here because those gauges at the top. The left gauge is how close the girl is to seeing you, and the one on the right is how close she is to hearing you. If either of them fills up, game over. Now this might be the trash bin in this room. So we'll try to get up on this bed and go from there. Yeah, Shady, it's kind of similar because the developers said that the game was inspired from actual figurines. All right, so let's see. And here's the trash bin. So we should get our next objective here. And we did. Second mission was so much easier to figure out than the first mission was. And they went in and found more gum wrappers. And now they're making a hypothesis about the gum wrapper, about how popular it is with the people on the planet based on how much these dormitory girls are using it, because of the number of wrappers in the garbage cans. So this is basically the first part of their research was that humans eat a lot, because the first mission was around finding the source of a curry smell. The second mission seems to be about finding what kind of food they like, in which case they searched the trash bins and found gum wrappers. So I believe that would be the end of mission 2, so we can probably go ahead and, well, we would be able to leave if she weren't blocking our door. So we're basically just going to take out all these orbs that she sends out that comes after us and wait for her to move. I can't read Japanese, Shady, but I've got an app on my phone that will semi-translate when you basically go into camera mode and hold it up to it. So I'm getting mild translations from all of it by holding my phone up to the screen. Alright. Upper body. Alright, now we're basically doing this again. Probably to get her out of the way. Alright, now she is contemplating what to have for food today. And we'll see if she moves out of the way now. Because that little dialogue piece was basically the actual girl pondering what to eat, complaining about the college food that they have at their university, and talking about her being on a diet without too much fatty food. So I think this is the point where we can run very quickly and leave. And we'll see if this... Alright, that wasn't the end of the mission. Let's go back into room A. We'll check our objective and see what else we can do. Because it took me a while to figure out how the game worked. Because, I mean, I got my translation app and everything, but the fact that you have objectives across multiple rooms really cut me off. Because I went in the first room, then I just thought, okay, I'm just going to stay in this room until I'm done. Give me a second. The alternate computer I'm using to watch chat kind of cut out my internet connection. Alright, now they're talking about the gum wrapper being critical evidence for their research. So they're looking for it again, so we might have to go back to the garbage can again and find it. So we'll just quickly go back to the garbage can and see if there's another dialogue bit for us. Actually, I don't... Did we? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah. We already filled up the gauge for attacking her. So let's drop down into the garbage pail again. And there's nothing more to do in here. Let's see if our objective changed. Alright, we're basically looking for clues in each room now. So it changed from the garbage pail to just looking for clues in general. This over here earlier, they basically freak out because of the size of the panties. And it also unlocks a lingerie costume for later on. So basically, if you find clothes laying around like that, you can walk up to them, interact with them, and they will unlock, and you basically are able to copy of them, except in your size that you can actually equip and wear. So let me think, what all can we interact with here? I know we can interact with the plant. Well, we could before. Since we interacted with it already, we probably got rid of it now. She's 100%. That, so we'll just take a look around, show you some of the platforming that you can do in the game. And you can climb most things. Because like we can just climb up these little stairs to get on top of the top bunk, if I weren't being seen. All right.
Be quiet.
Alright. So I believe there might be something we can interact with on the desk here. This wasn't the easiest way to get onto the desk, but kind of showed us the platforming you can do. So let's see what she's doing. Okay, she's on the other side of the room now. Alright. You could interact with this earlier. Now there should be a outlet here somewhere. Because outlets are also part of the platforming and exploration. Because outlets open up and let you teleport across the room to another outlet. See, now we're above the couch. We were over there. Now from here, if we time this right, we can jump over to where that little circle is. If I can get this right. Nope. Nothing. Alright. So we got a TV over there. We can't get up there yet. Every time I went through situations like this, I always made it harder than it actually was. So we're going to go back to the other room and see if there's something we missed there. Alright, there's no dialogue at the beginning of this. So that makes me wonder if we're in the right room or not. We'll take a quick... Wait a minute. We were just in here, weren't we? This is the same room as before. We're gonna go into the other room. Alright, this should be the right room now. If we get to a point where they're... No, they're standing. If we get to a point where the girl sits down, I'll show you how they can be a hazard to you in the game. Because in the first mission... I don't think it was her, one of the other ones. One of the other girls was sitting at the desk, waving her feet around, and if you accidentally walk in front, when she kicks her feet up, it'll hit you and it'll literally launch you across the room. Alright, so there's nothing new in the garbage pan. So basically we're going to look for other stuff we can interact with. So we got to teleport up here. And there was no real place for us to hide, so that was an instant mission failed. Because if they find you, mission fails. Oh yeah, Shady. A lot of games are like that, where they'll have like stuff at the main menu in English, but then the rest will be Japanese. So let's try this room again. A lot of times it's just menus and dialogue that are not in English. There we go. Let's see. Ah! Well, we restarted the mission, so we kind of have to do this stuff again. She's not kicking her feet up, so we can't really do much in that regard. Alright, now... we got her all tipsy. Now she's talking about the maid and the maid getting payment that comes around and cleans the rooms. And what just happened was the pink hair kind of got really loud, and the blue hair is noting that the girl actually noted, thinking that someone was there. And that's why she's walking around now, because she actually heard your voice, but she didn't see where you were. Alright. Since the mission reset, we'll probably have to go back to the garbage pan again. So let's go take a look here. Because I mean, as you can see, no, it didn't reset. Good. Because as you can see, this is a third-person shooter, but it's just as much 3D platformer. All right, we're basically looking for clues in the room now. Same objective as earlier. So let's climb up onto the desk and see if there's anything there we can interact with. So we did look in the other room. Here, you see some noticeable things. Here's a box of Pocky. I haven't seen any straight... Alright, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way, I gotta hide. Alright, hide behind the computer tower. Where's she at? There she is. Whenever something can be interacted with, you'll get that little circle prompt. So basically, since it's looking for clues in the room, we're just kind of exploring until we find something with a prompt like that. Does her... No, her body's full, as far as damage is concerned. So we're fine there. Now we interacted with the stereo in mission 1.
No ammo.
We're out of ammo, so we gotta go find some ammo. Might be some back behind the dresser. Yep, there's some ammo. Alright, ammo is refilled. Collecting some coins. Don't have to worry about her line of sight here while we've got an object protecting us from her view. Alright. She's over there. Now I know there's a way to go up across all this stuff. I think it's that light switch over there. Because I remember platforming across all that earlier in Mission 1 when I was looking around for stuff and just exploring. So we're going to go through the little teleporter outlet and we're going to try this movement thing again. Alright, where is she at? Alright, she's sitting down, so let's go ahead and start platforming. Get out of her way. Alright, so we can platform across here. That right there we might be able to interact with. Or not. Okay, so now we're going to have to drop back down and go back. Note that if you land on a bed, you can roll and survive. If you land on anything hard, it's instant death. Alright, so we're back up here. And platforming again. We don't really need to, but if we want to, sometimes I just kind of go into shooter mode and fire off a few shots at her. Rather than constant 3D platforming. Which, I mean, I'm still early in the game. I've only been playing the game for about an hour or so. And as you can see, platforming can be a little tricky. I mean, it's not hard, but it's not hard to fall either. Okay, now we're over here. Let's be careful, make sure we don't fall off this time. Like we almost just did. Ah, crap. Let me check my controller battery. No, control battery's fine. But I started getting a little input lag with my left analog stick. Nothing's downloading. No, nothing's downloading. I'll just have to be careful with these intricate platforming sections. Because it kind of had a little input lag when I pushed forward on the analog stick, so I kind of cut my timing off for the jump. Seems to be working okay now. That normally only happens on the PlayStation TV if you've got a DS4 hooked up to it, which I do, and you're downloading something. Alright, here we go. Alright. Let's see. We can make it up there. Let me think if I remember where that teleports to. Because I know you can jump over there and over there, go into the teleporter to go to... Oh, it's that one over there. It goes over there. I'm pretty sure I can't make that jump. I'm pretty sure I cannot make that jump. So let's go over here. Go to the teleporter and see if there's anything here to give us a prompt. And no, there's not. So all we can really do here is go back into the teleporter. But this is a part of exploration. So it's just like where are we going? What can we find? That sort of thing. Now we can't jump here. So to get back over to that other platform, probably have to come down here to the pipe, hooking the AC into the wall, and jumping over here. Or falling and dying. Alright, now we're going to have to redo attacking her. But then we're going to go back and see if we can pull on that hanger that the clothes were hanging from. Sections like this I like because there's not a lot of dialogue right now, so I don't have to constantly put my phone's camera up to it to understand what's going on, because we're just basically gameplaying it. Yeah, we can't do it from here, because she can hear the shots going off, so we have to do it from someplace else. Since we're cutting up this way anyways, see if we can find a sniper point up here. Jump past the books, run back behind the TV. Jump up here. And I was thinking there was a sniper point somewhere up here. At least I'm getting plenty of money from this. Here's the sniper point.
No energy.
There we go. Perfect. Alright, we'll go through this again. And then we'll head back to that one thing, which we will either land on it and be okay, or we will not land on it and we will probably fall to our death. Again. Oh, that's great. They put a stack down on the ground. Whatever. I already know the objective there, so we don't need to do that. We do need ammo.
Sharita.
Which is called Sharita for some reason. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, thank you. Alright. Last thing we're going to do in here before going to the other room is trying to see if we can land on that.
Hide.
And she can see me. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Let's try to land on that silver thing right there that you can see the clothes hanging from. Great. Okay. At least we're right next to this, so we can get right back to that platforming.
Coins.
Collect coins. Jump up here.
Hide. Be quiet.
She can see me and hear me. One thing I haven't seen since the intro is, in the intro, when you went through the combat tutorial, you had someone doing yoga, and every time they moved and put a body part on the ground outside of their feet, you would see a big cloud of smoke, and you would hear like a big crashing sound to kind of simulate the size difference. But I haven't seen that so far, because most of the time they just kind of sit down lightly and whatnot. Well, how about that? I was able to land on it. There's no... There's no way to interact with this, though. So let's just go ahead and be careful. Jump down here. Okay, maybe that was a little bit too much. It didn't let me roll when I hit the bed. Alright. Well, it'll load it up in just a second. We'll go ahead and do the shooting part for this again, and then we'll go to the other room to see if that room has what we're looking for. Pause. Alright. Because you see here, here's our mission stats. Where it says total. The coin is how many coins we've collected for this mission, of the total that you can collect. Information is like 30%. We're 30% done with this mission's information.
Hide.
Most things will give you about 10%, but some of them will give you more. Because there's a lot of optional information you can find, like interacting with certain objects. Alright, she's ready.
Be quiet.
Alright. Now let's see if we can sneak here and hurry up and do this. No. Give me the power shots. Give me the power shots!
Hide.
Nope. Nope. Alright, what's she gonna do now? Alright, jump right here. Power shots. And nail her with the power shots before she... And we ran out of ammo. Okay, get some more ammo. Just to kind of hurry along and do this.
Hide. Be quiet.
Almost there.
Reload.
Let's get rid of these purple orbs because they'll hurt you if they hit you. There we go. Got it. Now we'll go to the other room, see what we can do in there. Because our objective now is just kind of collect information from the rooms, rather than a specific one like examining the trash can.
Be quiet.
So let's... Oh, we're right next to her. Alright, out the door. Now in the previous mission, once I got enough done, the girls in the room changed, so I knew which way I had to go to finish the mission. So we'll go back to this room. See if the shooting her thing has gone in yet or not, and then we'll see what it has us do from there.
Be quiet.
She can't really see us, so I'm not why this red thing's here. But if they do it, I'll keep it here, because if she kicks her feet up, I'll show you what happens when they hit you. When the actual girls hit you. But I'm only going to wait a couple minutes for this. So if she doesn't do it right away, which she should, she's doing the same mannerism she was doing in the first mission. So since she pulled her feet back that one, the next one should be a kick. And then you'll see a very Kagura style clothes tearing sequence. Just give her a minute. She didn't do that before. I'll wait until it's the next animation. If it's not the kick, then I'm just gonna keep going with the mission.
Be quiet.
Which the kick is the only thing I found so far that the girls can do to hit you. Because this whole thing is stealth, so they don't really see you. So it's not like they're seeing this person on the floor and they're trying to catch you or anything. It's not yet. I don't think she's gonna do
Be
it.
quiet.
So let's stand behind her and see if the motion of pulling her feet back will do anything. I don't think she's gonna do it.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
Come on. We want to see how hazardous you guys are. There it is. Launched in cloak tear. And when your clothes tear, to replenish your HP, you just go back to a sniper point. You can hold circle, your costume restores itself, and your HP restores itself. So now we already shot you. So we're gonna...
Be quiet.
No, I'm not gonna be quiet. Game's telling me to be quiet. We're gonna jump up here, go to the trash can to see if there's anything there. And then if there's nothing there, we'll check our stuff. The interesting thing is... Yeah. Apparently she can't see me.
Hide.
Now she can. I do not understand. I do not understand that logic. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, there's nothing in here anymore. So since we did a good bit of exploration in the other room, let's do a good bit of exploration in this room. Mission 1, you're able to interact with the plants, which, I mean, it was just kind of a realization. Because they think, oh, the plants on Earth are green too. Just like their planet. Because the main reason that they talked about in the intro of why they chose Earth to research is the fact that Earth was very similar to their original planet that got wiped out from their original nearby star. And that's why they're looking here. And they just happen to have the bright idea of landing their ship inside a girl's dormitory to do their research. Alright, didn't see anything there. Let's go ahead and ease our way back down to the ground. What else is there to look at? We can come up on this area, see if there's anything to interact with over here. Because, pretty sure the order of objective is still telling us to search the rooms for clues, rather than something specific like the trash can objective. It's basically just walk around until you find a circle objective. Because basically, what have I looked at and what have I not looked at? Let's see. I don't think I've looked at that. Maybe we should go back up onto the desk and take a look at the clock and the outlet. Well, that's going fine, Shady. I'm almost to the second island. Mostly just been distracted by review games coming in. Because I've been working on review copies of Legend of Dark Witch and Akiba's Beat. But once I get through all that stuff, I'll probably go back to continuing my stuff of Lost Song. Alright. Cannot interact with the clock. Actually, what about the cactus? Can we interact with that?
Be quiet.
Ah, here's something we can interact with. What are these? Ah! You found a case of gum. And it's diet gum. It's sugar-free gum, so they're notating on the fact that it's healthy for you instead of regular gum that has a lot of sugar in it. And they want to report it to their general, their commander. Okay. So that might be the end of this mission. Looks like a new order. Gather information from the room. And the last time I completed an objective, I actually had to leave the room to actually get the mission complete screen. So let's go ahead and leave the room and see if that happens here too. And here's our cutscene. Okay, they're back in the kitchen, which is where they hid their spaceship. And that they're talking about how they have to be in that room to be able to contact the commander. And they're basically just talking about the report before they actually contact him. Now they're talking about the commander being worried about them on the mission because of the size difference, and they're mentioning the girls as well because of the dangers. And they're basically relieved that they haven't gotten hurt so far on the mission. And now they're referencing a sandwich they see in the room, which they are in the kitchen. Alright, let's get past this stuff. Yeah, right now they're just kind of looking at all the stuff in the kitchen. They mentioned a crock pot, they mentioned the stove. We'll just get through all this dialogue. And now they're talking about the refrigerator they have in here to keep food cold. And there's that scene. Now let's see what comes next. Alright, we only have one room to target for right now. So we're probably going to have to go look for something in here. Alright. Got a cutscene here. They're talking about the girl's name, which is Kana. They're talking about going to a sniper position. Okay. Yes. So it's basically they just are wanting to go to a sniper position, and we'll go from there. Probably get another cutscene, like we normally do when we do all of our damage. And now the different body parts have different health gauges. So alright, so they're mentioning being successful, which I'm assuming is the girl kind of reacting to all this. So let's see if we can jump up here without getting seen. Okay, we got the head. Now their energies kind of simulated the taste of gum in their mouths. So she's mentioning that she has a hinting taste of gum right now. Alright. Now from what I saw, the translations there, it sounded like a gum wrapper had been dropped in front of the girl. Now they're talking about the gum that they chew.
匂いきつかったんだよ。違うよ、アマネ。匂いのことなんてどうでもいい。オレっち、わかったんだ。でも、そんなの食
And now they're talking about their diets. They're mentioning one of the person eats too much rice.
それは
Talking about how it's how they're eating so much that it's unhealthy.
ダイエットはやめるってキラちゃん。
All right, so let's see what happens next with them.
無事解決したようだな。これで雨よしが倒れる心配もなくなった。
They're mentioning objective being resolved.
なんだピー。引っかかる。ごめんカメポン。何？お前一生に一度。たく。が。何？乗りかけ。ほんと。B の気苦労なら。
Alright, this is the mission completion. Now I'm just gonna... Hold on just a second. My other computer cut my internet connection again, so I'm reloading where the chat is. But I got a B ranking. As you can see, this says how much time it took you. So it took me 17 minutes, 28 seconds. Got 24% coins, 40% information, counting the optional information. No damage, because I finished it with full health. And 36% shot accuracy. Looks like I got 400 something. And this is basically, do you want to save? So you want to hit yes, so we can save our data. Okay, now let's go on. We should be starting mission 3 soon. Okay, so now it's nighttime. Now one of the girls is talking about, not the Pixie girls, the actual college girls, mentioning that they cooked one of the other's food. So they're basically asking them if they're hungry. Okay, now I see what was going on with the gum. One of the girls kind of snuck into the other girl's room and took some of the gum, and they got caught. Because the Pixies took the wrapper and gave it to the original girl, so she kind of realized that someone took her gum. And now the thief, as it says, is apologizing for it. And two of them are sisters, so now the Pixies are commenting on the fact that despite fighting at the beginning of the game, they really are worried about each other. So they're kind of getting a feel about how some human behavior actually goes. And this girl is kind of notating to herself about how bad the others' diets are. So this whole first 3 chapters is basically about food. Discovering... Yeah. Alright, so we got only 1 room to go into now. So we'll see what our objective is. And alright, here's a tutorial. It's basically teaching you how to use the scope. Because when you hit triangle, you can do a scope and you can see the HP level or the damage level of each individual body part that you can target. This looks very similar to Pacification. So we're supposed to pacify girls. You see all these hearts coming off her. They hurt. They hit you and they do damage. So let's hurry up and go back and restore our costume. So now we kind of have to dodge these incoming orbs and the hearts. See, we have all these different... I'm not even going to list those off. You saw them. I'm not doing that. Yeah, you see... Yeah, did you see all the wind that came off from her knee hitting the ground? And this is kind of a double kind of embarrassed got hit thing. When you hit a body part, they get embarrassed. When they hit you, you get it. You have that embarrassed Senran Kagura clothes tearing thing. Even though their clothes aren't really tearing, because she is not wearing anything over her knee, her left foot that we just hit. Alright, we gotta avoid that. Now let's try for another body part. For her back. Where she's basically noticing it, and apparently we knocked her over. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this section up to your imagination. Yeah. Let's target her again. See what's... Right foot, left foot, back and butt are done. We can do the head now. Something hit us. Oh gosh. Restore health. And you heard those loud bang noise as soon as one of her body parts hit the ground. Do you see the force of her? Just kind of showing the physics thing that they're got going on here. Because the force of her arms, her knees hitting the ground is kind of pushing us back. I'm pretty sure we can't interact with her body. No. We literally just kind of phase through it. But there's still the effects. So let's continue on with... Alright, we need to get our power shots so we don't waste all this ammo.
Reload.
Okay, now we can work on the left hand a little bit. Okay, left hand is done. No. I need my power shots, please. Thank you. Right hand is done. Alright, I need to go find more ammo because I'm about to run out. Is there ammo back here? No. There's ammo.
Charge up.
Now I need to face, chest, torso, hip, and I'm not even gonna say that. Oh, I need a sniper point to not waste all this ammo. your head back down, please. And that hit me again. But as long as I keep healing, I'm not at risk of getting a game over. There, torso. Head? Yes, head. There we go. Alright, and we pacified her, I guess. Alright, now they're basically asking if it worked. And the girl's basically mentioning that her body feels really weird all over. I'm assuming from all these energy blasts that we've been shooting at her. And now she's going back to talking about worrying about one of the other girls. The light-haired girl. Mission complete. Okay, so we're done with the pacification, so we'll go on to the next part of the game for a little bit. S ranking, because even with a 65% hit ratio. Let's go ahead and save.
Oi, oi.
Now they're talking about all the different rooms that they've found. Because right now you can see in the background they're in a bathroom. So they're just kind of reacting to the fact that they're in a giant bathroom. Because Blue on the right is thinking, like, why are we in a bathroom? And then the pink hair is just kind of trying to justify the whole scientific research thing of infiltrating a bathroom. And this, you can see, is why Blue hair is so weird about it. You've got green bath water. Okay. Oh, this is... I'm not even gonna say it. Alright, got some. So that happened. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That happened. And now they're commenting on the girl's body.
ったく
Where now they're getting embarrassed. After what they just did.
みんなが集まると言ったらここだな。ちょうどキラ殿たちと合流したとこか。キラちゃん、ほら出てきたじゃないですか。私まったくこれがノベルゲーだったら私ならゲームで例えんでもわかればいいんです。ミサがこの中で一番年下だろ、妹だろっていうか仲直りまで面倒見きれませんよ。それじゃあ姉さんも
Now they're talking about each of the three of them, their ages, and they're talking about the maid. Kind of like a comparison of age between all of them.
二人とも無言になったの。頑張れ頑張れ二人とも。あのさ、私もキラ。よし、そこだ。言うんだ。うるさい。あのさ、ね、キラちゃん、私、え、今の、
They were about to say something. The dark hair was about to say something to Kira on the left when that belly rumble just kind of redirected the conversation. And now one of them is offering the other food. Alright, now they're talking to their commander again. And the commander's kind of just summarizing what they told him about the food so far. All the food-based mannerisms, all the different kinds of food, the gum, and everything that they've talked about. Or that they found out so far. Alright, now they're talking about their base, and that was basically just talking about their base of operations and their report to the commander about what they've figured out so far. And that was kind of a foreshadowing statement right there, right before the save point. It was like a next time sort of thing, talking about some sort of threat. So now we're on Chapter 2 of the story. We got this news station talking about hot news. And then it just cut off. Now they're talking about the university they go to. Now they're talking about a strange light in the night sky, which is probably the some people witnessing the spaceship that the Pixies use coming down and landing.
奮しながらとんでもないこと言ってるよこの子は。ミサちゃんの好きなことを。いやいや、アマネーには必要。そう？
Now they're talking about the human lifespan. Specifically in reference to college students. So this could be like a news station situated in the college itself that they go to. Now they're talking about a cosplay summit for the college that's held in Tokyo. Alright, let's get through this newsreel. So I want to show at least a little bit more gameplay before the stream ends or the stream cuts off. Last time I did a stream more than an hour, it kind of cut off around an hour and a half. Now the news is talking about a thief on the rise that is stealing art from the museum in Tokyo. Alright, give me a second. I'm still cycling through this dialogue, but my other computer cut off my connection again, so I'm just refreshing the chat. Alright, let's get through this newsreel. So we can get to some more gameplay. Now the person they see on the right here, the girl with the short hair, is an idol that they're featuring, and one of the girls is a big fan, so she's kind of having a fangasm over seeing her on the news. We don't need too much story explanation. Let's get to the next actual gameplay section so we can actually see that before the stream ends. Because there is a lot of story to this game. Alright, back to the Pixies, which means gameplay shouldn't be too far off. Talk about the girls going back to their rooms. Okay. Loading, maybe some more gameplay before we end it. Here we go. Alright, before we do that, let's see. Top option is customize, so let's customize for a minute. I'm sure we have more. Customize preferences, back to briefing. Alright, no. The shop isn't available from that, so let's just go into the room. I do want to get in, and we were at an hour and 14 minutes. Okay, so she has a different outfit on now. And they were chatting, and the girl in the room heard them. because the pink hair talks too loud, so the blue hair is just kind of, she heard you.
やっぱり声がする。
She's saying, I thought I heard the voice. Was it just the leaves in the wind?
ちょっと待って。
And
何これ気持ち悪い。え今うさー何なんだ一体。わかんない。
some other alien creature has landed on the planet. A lot of them. Or no, they're not. They're not more of them. They're multiplying. And it seems they seem to be invisible to the girl in the room, so only the Pixies can see them. So this must be the threat that the foreshadowing the end of the first mission kind of hinted at. Now maybe now it's going to be a little more shooter-like. Now we got them to deal with as well as the girl. Because they're attacked. Now it's more shooter-like. Now we gotta take out all of these blue tentacle things. Actually, if they're tentacles are a little longer, they would almost look like the slimes from Dragon Quest.
Be quiet.
So we got to do this as well as being stealthy with her. Not get hit, not get heard. Stay hidden. We can crawl under here. Get these. Alright, might be safe to get up now. Oh, they're looking to see where these monsters are coming from, where they're reproducing. So they're talking about looking underneath this area. Because are there any more of them roaming around? Yes, I see one up there. So for some reason the girl can't see it.
Be quiet.
But the girl can see or hear the Pixies.
Charge up.
So now we're getting a little more strategy here. Stealth plus combat against enemies as well as the girls. And I'm having to refresh my chat thing again. Surface Pro is not being kind to me today. Alright, there's some on the bed. Or there's one on the bed. Now there's not. Alright, let's continue platforming up here. So what turned into a research mission is turned into a what is that? Kind of redirecting this as we still have to be stealthy, but we have to take out all these. And we got seen by the girl. Alright, let's try this again. We'll go through this scene, get the monsters to appear, and then we'll... Is there a button for skipping, though? No, not really.
いや、隠れちゃ。な、え、うた、なんだ。2対3対4対。どんどん増えていくぞ。
All right, let's try this again.
甘よ。大吉中。
Now loading, and when we get done with this area, we'll probably cut off the stream. Assuming it doesn't cut itself off, because we're at 1 minute 26, 1 hour 20 minutes. All right, let's take out these things that are. Can we still attack her? Yes.
Be
Ow.
quiet.
何か聞こえた？
Well, I guess we
気の
can.
せいか。
No. Stop. Right. Hold on.
Reload.
Okay, let's see what happens when we do that, instead of attacking them separately.
はるんはるん。あ？
Girl's basically just noticing an odd feeling in her feet. Now what? Well, she's still wandering around, and so are those blue monsters. Let's just get back to taking them out. Okay, she can stay looking at that wall. No, no, don't come over here. Don't come over here. Some of them. Alright, refill ammo. Can't do any more to her. Need her to move out of my way. Thank you. He's taken out. Don't come back over here. Do not come back over here. Please. Actually, bad path is bad. Alright.
やったか？とどめだ。
Alright. Let's pop our way over here. Get up on the desk, because I saw some other ones up there.
Coin.
Yeah, I know, it's a coin. Alright. Need to hide, need to hide, need to hide, need to hide.
もう大丈夫か。
Okay, we can do this.
気のせいか。
Is there any more out here? Notating on the computer again. And we got seen. Alright, third time's the charm. Be nice if there was a skip scene option here, but there is not. Alright. Third time's the charm. Let's run under here. Take these guys out. Purple orbs out. Let's try getting her down. No, 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 no. I need my power shots. Thank you. Go away, blue. There we go. Got her. Okay, skip this scene. Alright. She can see me. Need to make sure I can look the other way, please. Thank you. I need to come out here and take him out. Now she can see me from up here. I wonder if I can snipe them. Yep. Maybe my range good enough to snipe him too. Yep. Can't really see him. It's the brilliant camera here. But I do have a nice hiding spot. What? No, 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 no. I call BS on that. Alright, 4 times the charm. If I don't get it this time, I'll probably just end the stream when I fail this mission. Because it's been hour 28. But we'll see what we can do. Alright. Step number 4. Go away, go away, go away, go away. There we go. Guess I'm getting better at this. Whoa, hide, 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 hide. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, we'll go ahead and cut the stream off. Thanks for watching.